And with that, we welcome you into our studios. The road to Oklahoma City in full game mode on this Friday. 35 games in total. Alongside Kayla Braud, I'm John Brickley. Just saw Michigan come away with a 3-1 victory over Fresno State. Megan Betza, another strong performance on the mound, 13 strikeouts. What impressed you the most? Well,
you know the senior's going to come and pitch so well in her last regional appearance, but I loved the way she mixed her pitches up. She came at you with the curve, a little drop action, and the off speed, and kept batters off balance, worked the outside corner really well.
13 strikeouts in total for her 20th game this year with double-digit strikeouts as Michigan is moving on in the winner's bracket. You thought that performance was good? How about what we saw throughout the day from other pitchers throughout the various regions? Let's start in Gainesville. Florida and Florida A&M, bottom one, Amanda Lorenz. This is a good way to start off with a leadoff home run.
Absolutely, and this is not your typical leadoff. She's a power hitter, but they like her in that spot, so she gets up as many times as possible throughout the game.
Bottom three then, still threatening, is Florida. Janelle Wheaton, the triple down the right field line. 2 more runs coming to score. Florida would take a 3-0 advantage. That would be the side note to what Delaney Gorley, who did this. 1 out from a no-hitter, gets the strikeout. Florida wins at 9-0 in 5 innings as Gorley gets the no-hitter. Kent State and Baylor, bottom 5. This one scoreless. Kayla Walker at the plate, and she whips one right into the right center field gap, using that speed to get to third.
That's right. This is a great slap. She understands where the defense is player. They have a shift, so she gets a ball in the inside corner. She's able to adjust and react and get a little inside the park home run there.
Going a little league style there. Top 6, no-hitter in the works for Gia Rodoni. Gets Emily Dobin a ground out to short, keeps the no-hitter alive, and then in the 7th, looking to complete the no-no, gets a little bit of an assist. How about Brooke Dotson? The pop-out that ends it. Baylor gets the victory 1-0, the first career no-hitter for Rodoni. McNeese State and Louisiana, top 2nd, no score. Alex Stewart on the mound. Morgan Cadron with a deep shot to left center, and look at that catch, robbing of the home run.
This is beautiful. She went such a far way to rob that home run. Love the speed, love the catch.
If you like that one, how about Haley Hayden? The diving catch to rob Cadron of another hit, and Stewart has not allowed a hit through 6 innings of work. In the 7th, down to their final out, and that would wrap it up. Louisiana wins at 6-0. Alex Stewart able to get the no-hitter in the victory for the Raging Cajuns. So we saw a day where we had 3 no-hitters. If you look back at the history of the last 2 tournaments, 3 combined no-hitters, and today we see 3. What was working for these pitchers?
Well, we start with Delaney Gorley for Florida. This is what she's been doing all season long. This isn't even her first no-hitter of the year. And she's able to work it with her off-speed. She's a senior. She's so good, so disciplined at hitting her spots. And then beyond that, you go to Baylor and Rodoni. She just used her defense. 18 outs were recorded either by ground out or pop out. So she was just spinning it up, making sure that the hitters mishit it. And then on to the Raging Cajuns, that performance by Stewart. She just had this nasty drop ball and, again, just challenged the hitters all day long. Great performances all around, though.
And you look at Florida, they come in as the top overall seed in this tournament, and then they get that performance like they did today from Gorley. What does that say about Florida moving forward? We knew they were dangerous before, but you get a no-hitter right off the start of the tournament. That says a lot.
Well, this is huge, and this is the scariest part about Florida, and this is why they are so good. We haven't even talked about Kelly Barnhill yet, who is the best player, best pitcher in the entire college softball world this year. She is outstanding, has like a .5 ERA, something ridiculous like that. So she hasn't even hit the field yet. So big things are going to come for the Gators.
Big reason why Florida has the best ERA in the nation coming into the tournament. No-hitters, that was a great theme. We also had another theme on this Friday. We'll start with Texas and Texas State, and you'll figure out this theme as we go along here. Bottom 9, bases loaded. Kennedy Klein lines one a second. The double play, Texas State coming up empty-handed. We go to the 12th. Taylor Ellsworth at the plate, flies one to right with a chance to bring home the run. And yet, we'd have to go to the bottom of the inning. Runner on first and second, 2 outs. Taylor Webb at the plate, lines one, and that would be your game winner. The longest game in Texas's tournament history. Texas State pulling it off 2-1 and 12.
Gritty performance on both sides, but tip your cats to Texas State.
Oregon State, James Madison, top 1. Natalie Hampton The double to left center put the Beavers up 2-0.
Yeah, she's the RBI leader for the Beavers. She really got things going, and she's been doing that all season long.
But there's a reason why the Dukes were a 50-win team this season. Bottom 6, Madison Moran hits a solo home run to right center. And just like that, Kayla, we're tied up at 2.
Man, she is sprinting around the bases, showing her excitement. I don't think she thought that one was going to clear, but it barely gets out of the park.
And then bottom 7, bases loaded, 2 outs for Taylor Newton. You guessed it, the game winner to left falls in the walk-off. James Madison with a 3-2 win. How about BYU and Utah in the Holy War? Bottom 7, trailing 2-1 are the Utes, but Heather Bowen at the plate, doubles to left, ties the game up at 2.
Yeah, Bowen did a good job on that pitch, staying inside of it, barely keeping it fair.
2 batters later, Haley Hilburn in a pinch hit. Hilburn with a blooper into center field, and Utah, little walk-off magic. 3-2 would be the final there. Arkansas and Tulsa, top 7. Razorbacks down 1. Katie Warwick comes up, drives one to center, and this one was gone as soon as it hit the bat.
An elevated pitch. It was an absolute bomb by Warwick. Gets every single bit of that pitch, drives through it, and elevates it.
Bottom of the inning then, Haley Minen at the dish for Tulsa. And you guessed it, goes opposite way for the walk-off winner. Tulsa able to knock off Arkansas 5-4, moving into the winner's bracket. And for the SEC starting off the day, 0-2. Maybe some alarms for a conference that had 13 teams, all of them going into the NCAA tournament. How about Marshall and Illinois? Bottom 4, Illinois down 1-0. Annie Fleming at the plate and shows off that power.
Absolutely. This is a ball she insides out. It's over the middle of the plate, but does a good job keeping her hands inside, driving the barrel through the ball, and putting a big run on the board for the Illini.
6th home run of the year for Fleming. Top 6 then, Marshall down 1, threatening with 2 on. Taylor McCord at the plate, decides to go with the bunt, and Morgan's Oracle comes up, beating the throw to tie it up at 2.
Marshall's so aggressive. This is what they've been doing all year long. They're going to run on people, make the defense make plays, and Illinois can't do it there.
Later in the inning, Elizabeth DeShields at the plate, caught looking. Illinois able to dodge a bullet. So we go to the 12th, still tied. Nicole Evans at the plate, sends one into center. Winning run would come in for Illinois. 3-2 would be the final. First regional opener to go 11 innings since 2012. So a total, if you're keeping count at home, of 6 walk-offs. I thought the no-hitters were impressive, but the 6 walk-offs did it justice. What happened throughout the sequences of these games that we saw these teams able to rally late?
Well, this tournament matters. They don't want to go home. The first game in this tournament is so important. You have to get in the winner's bracket if you want a chance to get through your regional. But the parity in the country, how much talent is spread across the nation, really shows when you're talking about games like this, where it's coming down to the last inning, teams are fighting, they're even matched, you're going into extra innings. It just says something about the strength of softball across the country.
Yeah, 6 walk-offs, incredible as that action continues here on this second day of regional action. Pac-12, how about this? 8 seeds in total. We'll highlight their action, including Arizona going up against North Carolina, and of course the Arizona Wildcats as well, making some history. Rachel Garcia, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, we're counting it down as they will face off with Lehigh coming up.